Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Kaba Ilco number 861D-10. This is an aluminum trim ring collar. That's all it is. The 861 is a series of cylinder collars from Kaba Ilco. The D in the part number tells us the thickness, which on this series, a D is 1/8 of an inch. And my caliper tells me that it's 0.126.5, 1.126 and a half. So yeah, 1/8 of an inch. Okay. A couple of other basic dimensional properties since we're doing that. The outside diameter of the cylinder collar, 1.396, 1.396 on the outside. The inside dimension, 1.176. 1.176 is the ID. This is just a straight style cylinder collar or trim ring or blocking ring. It has an ever so slight chamfer on both ends. That's just a process of the manufacturing. The 10 in the part number tells us that it is to be in a satin bronze type color. It might look a little satin brass to you, but I think that's just the floor or the LED lights above me. Changing that a little bit. It's definitely satin bronze. The -10 means that when these come from the factory, they're in packages of 10. You can purchase any quantity that you like on these. Now, there is some supporting information down below, and let's switch to the screen view so we can take a look at that. Okay, the supporting information down below. There's a technical drawing from the manufacturer on this, and it's just a bit of an internal drawing. It just, shows you an idea of what these trim rings will look like, even though this is, the A dimension here is 0.125 or 1/8, wherever that column is. 861D, 1/8, gives you the OD, the ID, and shows that ever so slight chamfer that's there. Then there's a table down below that will allow you to review all of the similar items in an increasing thickness as you go down through the thickness column. Okay. Videos as they occur are added here. Other collars are here as well. Adjustable spring style collar. Tapered collars, etc. Miscellaneous parts. So just a nice handy document or handy navigation tool to see the other sizes that are available and to certainly click on them and get to those areas. Now there's a link here to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Kaba Ilco products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog here, the brass cylinder manual. And that brass cylinder manual is somewhat helpful in the sense that it will allow you to look at, aluminum collars. They are made of aluminum, by the way, and the different thicknesses. Now, where would you use an aluminum collar? An aluminum collar is going to go underneath the head of a cylinder. And let's switch back to the camera view so we can review that and finish up this video. Before we do so, however, that link to the manufacturer's page has those important reference documents as well as other encyclopedic documents like some of their key machine manuals and a couple of quite old archival catalogs. Ilco Lock Company catalog from 1950, another key. So interesting documents there that you can pull up. And then the modern the modern key blank catalog is here as well. Okay. 500 pages worth of key blanks. Section 2 is generally the section that you'll want to be in if you're looking for door hardware key blanks. Section 2. And while Kaba Ilco certainly doesn't make every key blank in the world, they sure have a very broad offering, and you can usually use this catalog to at least get a little bit closer to what you need And if they don't have the key blank that you need, you can certainly use the book to usually eliminate those items that it couldn't be, especially when you're studying the broaching of the cylinder and the cylinder plug. Okay, let's switch back to the camera view. Now the job that a cylinder trim ring is going to do, or a blocking ring like this, it will go underneath the cylinder, and it's going to sit just like that. So why would you need this is because, well, your cylinder is longer than your application actually requires. And you need some sort of blocking ring, compression ring, cylinder collar of some sort underneath almost every cylinder that you're going to do. Why is that? Well, standard door thickness of 1.75 inches, let's say that you were using just aluminum storefront, you know, 1/2 1.75 inches is 7/8, and let's say you take off another 1/8 off of that edge of the door to the center of the thickness, that would be your cylinder length. 3/4, they don't really make 3/4 cylinders. It's just not, well, they do actually, Kaba Ilco does. But that is a very unusual cylinder. It's only 4-pin, only 1 keyway, that's it. So you're going to be using typical length mortise cylinders, 15/16, 1 inch, 1.1 inch, 1.25 inch, and so on. And the length of those cylinders is long because you can't fit an entire cylinder plug inside of something so short. This body happens to be 7/8 long, and there's just not enough room to get it all packed into this body. So determining how much room you have to pick up or close off will determine the thickness of your ring. And you may have also noticed, I was a little bit too fast there, that ring is just a little greater on the outside diameter than the head of the cylinder. You may not be able to tell, but ever so slightly it is, and that's by design. If you were to try to put a wrench on that and wrench that cylinder off, the concept is that you'll be grabbing the cylinder collar or the blocking ring, and that will spin freely. And when you install these, you want to make sure that the blocking ring is tight on the door, not tight to the point where you can't thread your cylinder anymore, but such that it doesn't really rattle on the door at all. And that's meant to turn for that exact reason. So cylinder collars like this are simply used. You need, let's just conclude that you're going to almost always need a cylinder collar. You just need to determine the thickness of the collar that you're going to need. And then, of course, ultimately the style of cylinder collar that you may use. Something straight like this, something tapered, a compression ring style that will have a wave washer, hardened steel tapered collars. There's just a variety of this material that's available. Exceptionally long. I actually have a weird one here from Yale. Kaba doesn't make anything like this, but that's a really thick cylinder collar. And it has a shoulder in here that the cylinder will fit in. So where would I use a cylinder collar? This might be 1 inch and this is 1 inch. Yeah, there's an application where I need a 1 inch thick cylinder collar, okay, where the head's going to sit flush, and that's what that's for. So, like I said, it's just a matter of determining the thickness of the one you need. That application is for an unusual application where I have to have a 1 inch cylinder. Blocking ring is what I need. So that's where you'll use this item. Finally, there is, in that link to the manufacturer's page, all of those resources. I'm partial to Kaba Ilco. I'm a fan of their quality and of the value that you get. I will personally choose Kaba Ilco before I use other cylinders when I can. What I can, meaning provided that they have the availability of the keyway, the length, the finish, the cam or tailpiece that I would need. And if they do, I'll use their product every time. It's made of solid brass, high quality material, and they have an exceptional technical support department. Any questions on the 861D and a 10 finish? And it's available, of course, in all the finishes. Your brass, your bronze, your chrome, your satin, your polished, oil rub bronze, black, you can get it in. There you go. Any questions on the 861D10 or any other Kaba Ilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.